So yeah, you've probably heard by now that FNAF and Dead by Daylight are doing a collab. But what are the contents of the collab going to be? We're going to speculate what this chapter could possibly contain, from the killer to the survivor, maps, and cosmetics. Note, we won't be talking about the perks, as I honestly can't be bothered to come up with the perks, and I don't know what behavior will do with them. I also have timestamps in the description if you don't want to hear me ramble. And sorry if this video turns out to be bad quality. This is my second ever commentary video. Anyway, no more stalling, and let's get straight into the video. Before we get into the content, we have to consider the size of the chapter. And no, it's not going to be just cosmetics. The collab is a year away, and Scott said in an interview he wants to maintain the spirit of FNAF. That does not sound like a cosmetic collab. Back to the point. It could be a full chapter with a killer, survivor, and a map. However, uh, this could be a Hellraiser situation where we could only get a killer or a killer and a map. I feel like I have to bring this up because we might not end up getting a survivor, as it would be very difficult to select one, as although there are a couple candidates, the only official adult human model in the series is Vanessa from Security Breach. This chapter might not be as big as people think, so we have to be mindful of the limitations. It's Springtrap. We all know it's going to be Springtrap. We've been asking for Springtrap to be in DBD for a while, and there's no way Scott and Behavior aren't going to choose him. That is, unless they make him an ultra rare skin and subvert our expectations with something else, like Golden Freddy. But yeah, Springtrap is the perfect choice. He's the villain of FNAF, he's evil, his design is gory, and why am I even saying all of this? You've already heard this by now. His weapon would probably be a knife that he used to kill the kids, or an axe because it would be cool. Assuming Springtrap is the killer, what power would he have? First, let's make him 4.6 meters per second with a standard tear radius. Yep. We can assume that he would be somewhat of a stealth killer, similar to how he behaves in FNAF 3. This means he can have a temporary undetectable status to sneak up on survivors like Chucky. In FNAF 3, he can use the vents to get to the office faster. So maybe there will be vents around the map he can use, similar to the Drench or the Xenomorph. So now Strangetrap has mobility and stealth in his kit. However, he needs an ability to help him in chase. I honestly don't know what to give him for this. He could have a lunge attack similar to Demo, but I'm not sure it would fit Springtrap. Comment below any suggestions for the chase power. Now let's talk about cosmetics. First, the AR skins, which include Toxic Springtrap, Flaming Springtrap, Clown Springtrap, and the Curse skin. I really don't know what this skin is, but we'll roll with it. I really want these skins in the game because they look cool, and are one of the only good things about FNAF AR. Oh, and Burn Shadow can be added too, as a purple skin, I guess. Now to talk about the ultra rare skins that could be added for Springtrap. First, and most obvious, Spring Bonnie. It would be cool to see Afton killing in his old mirror suit before he got spring locked. It would be especially cool if they used the suit from the movie because it is uncanny and definitely scary looking. Next is Glitchtrap. I can see Behavior making great animations and sound design for Glitchtrap. They can also recycle his voice from Help Wanted, which is really unnerving and would be really creepy in game. Lastly, okay, no more Mimic jokes. I only have the Mimic here as he's basically the new antagonist for the series. And yeah, lore-wise, it's strong, aggressive, and would make a good ultra rare skin. I'm a bit hesitant for the mimic being an ultra rare, however. It's just nowhere near as iconic as Springtrap and was only added to correct a security breach's mistake in the lore department. Now that I'm done talking about what I think we're going to get for the killer, I am going to go over the characters that I think won't be making the cut, starting with Mr. Fazbear himself. Freddy can work as a killer. He does attack the Night Guard at night in the games out of blind vengeance, so I can see him being manipulated by the entity in that sense. There can be ultra rare cosmetics for Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, but like I said, Springtrap is the more iconic character for the role, and I don't see them choosing Freddy over Springtrap. The next characters, which I believe won't be making the cut, are the Puppet and Golden Freddy. While it would be cool to see these characters in game and what behavior could do with their powers, it is simply not in character for either of them to attack the survivors. Both of them are more aware than the other animatronics, and while they are still vengeful, they clearly have one target, William Afton himself. They attacked Michael in the games, well, but they only did it because, well, he looks like good old dad. Last but not least, Vanny. Vanny was a wasted character in Security Breach, and for that reason alone, I don't think they can justify her being the killer. That might sound dramatic, but adding a relatively new character from a controversial game instead of an established character that everyone wants won't be a good move. She barely appears or does anything evil in her own game. Scott did say in the interview that he wanted to do more with Vanny. I feel like if they were to include her, it would be as an ultra rare cosmetic, but no more. Okay, I'm done with the killer stuff. Let's talk about Survivor now. Like I said in the intro, the only official adult human model for FNAF is Vanessa from Security Breach. So sure, it seems obvious who the survivor is going to be, right? Well, maybe. They can still include other characters from the FNAF universe. However, behavior would have to make the models from scratch. Now on to the survivor predictions. First, Vanessa. I feel like this is the safest and easiest survivor they can pick. I don't think her inclusion would be offensive or anything. She's just a nothing character that barely appears in her own game. I do think if they were to choose a survivor, Vanessa would probably be the one they choose. I honestly have nothing else to say about Vanessa, so let's just move on to the next one. Mike Schmidt. Aside from Vanessa, Mike Schmidt is another safe option for them to include, as they can just make a model of a random guy and label him as Mike Schmidt. I've seen people say that behavior should model Mike off of Josh Hutcherson as he played him in the movie, but I'm not sure if they can do that without Josh's permission. Back to the point, Mike Schmidt is the night guard from the movie and the name that Michael Afton used in the first two games. I feel like this is the least offensive survivor they could add, and no one would mind if he is picked as a survivor. Now we're getting into the meat. The characters that I and many people would want to see in this DLC. Starting with Michael Afton. This guy is the protagonist of the series from FNAF 1 to 6. He's an intriguing character with a depressing backstory and how he lost his brother, was killed by Aerd, somehow not dying after ejecting air from his body because of remnant and agony or something. That part of the lore always confused me, but I think I sort of understand how it works. Burned down Fazbear Frights in a failed attempt to stop his dad, and finally burning with the rest of the animatronics in FNAF 6. Michael would make a great survivor, however, there is a snag to this. He's purple and practically a rotting corpse. The other survivors are, well, normal looking, and I'm not sure if Michael is going to fit in. Even so, if he does end up being chosen as a survivor, he would be a welcome addition. If Springtrap ends up being a killer, we could get specific voice lines when they see each other in game, like other killers and survivors when they interact with each other. The last possible survivor I can think of is Henry. I'm surprised there aren't many that people talking about Henry, because I think he's an interesting character. Like I said with Michael, there are plenty of opportunities for voice lines with Springtrap, as he and William used to be partners. Henry was the one who burned him, and William killed Henry's daughter. Aside from his connection to Springtrap, he's the co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment, an engineer, and came up with the plan to lure and burn the animatronics. His speech at the end of FNAF 6 is one of, if not the most iconic moment in the franchise. I see a lot of perk opportunities with Henry utilizing his talents as a technician. So those are my predictions for the survivors. I didn't talk about any of the book characters because they're probably not going to pick a survivor from the books, as most people don't care about the books. I think Vanessa and Mike Schmidt are the two most likely candidates for Survivor, as they are the easiest to include. We could get Michael or Henry, well, but there's no official mob for them, so it's going to be a bit difficult. Anyway, now for the map predictions. I feel like if Behavior were to make a map, it would be an outdoor map with a main building. The only indoor map I can think of is the Pizzaplex from Security Breach, but they would have to use the ruined version of it, as the main game is too colorful a wooden suit DBD. The ruined Pizzaplex is a great candidate for the map, as it's aesthetically creepy and can make a playable map with palette loops. However, most people don't like indoor maps, and I can easily see this map just being RPD 2.0, which is difficult to traverse and easy to get lost. Back to outdoor maps. I can see them adapting one of the free phrase locations in FNAF 1, 2, or 3. They might do all three, but I doubt they have time to make all of that in 1 year. Back to the point. When I was looking at the layouts for the first three locations, I was actually surprised with the potential of palettes and gem placements. I have marked them on the screen right now. Even though there are dead ends, Beaver can just make holes in the walls for balancing the gameplay. FNAF 6 is also a possible candidate, as it's a tycoon game and Behavior can do whatever they want with the pizzeria. It could also look cool aesthetically, assuming it's post FNAF 6 ending with the fire. Lastly, I'm going to route the possible maps that won't be in the game. First, the FNAF 4 house. They could make this work by making an outdoor area with Fredbear's Family Diner, but I feel like it's just going to end up being Haddonfield 2.0, and no one likes Haddonfield. Next is Sister Location. I don't see how Behavior can make a balanced map out of this, as it's too small and there are a ton of walls and vents blocking off the locations. They can make holes in the walls, but I don't think it's worth to wreck the entire location just for balance. And that's not it. This is what I think that we could get in the FNAF collab. What do you guys think we'll be getting in the chapter? And comment down below what you think. Anyway, that's it for the video. Like if you enjoyed, and yeah, bye. Wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. You're still here? Why are you still here? Like the video is ended. What could possibly be left to
Surprised!